We are live with Lunch Break Live, and we have the beautiful Bj Holliday. What are you making today?
Hi, Paige. How are you today?
I'm great, sweetie. Look at those strawberries, so fresh.
Amazing. Fruit is amazing, but every now and then we get a craving for something that's just a little more sweet. And so today I'm going to make us a wacky cake. And once the wacky cake is done, you can always garnish it with lovely fruit. But we're going to make something for those of us who have a sweet tooth.
Well, great. Take it away. Let's start cooking. And I can't wait to see what's in your wacky cake. This is the first ever wacky
cake.
Yes.
It's on a wacky cake.
Yeah, let's go. Take it away. Just start cooking.
With a wacky cake is the reason, I don't know why it's named that, except that when it was created back in the Depression era, it was really strange to have a cake without eggs. So this cake was created without eggs or dairy, so it's accidentally vegan. And it was when they had shortages of things like dairy and eggs. So people still wanted to have some dessert, and they made this up. It's a really great recipe because surprisingly, it's very moist, very rich, very tasty. And I'm going to make it for you. So I'll just start off.
Amazing. Let's start cooking. Love it.
So we start off, I pre-measured a cup of flour. So 1 cup of flour. It's actually 1.5 cups of flour that I just put in. And then the next thing we do is that we have 1/3 cup of sugar. And I love the Zolka brand of sugar, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I like to do recipes that are fast, easy, cheap. And because, everybody doesn't have the budget, it's been the pandemic. A lot of people have been out of work. And so I like to make things that are very simple. And, a lot of people can't afford to just put all the maple syrup and the date paste and all that stuff. But this is just plain old sugar that you get. I bought it at Ralph's. And there's a lot of controversy about sugar, particularly whether or not it's vegan sugar. And I try to not talk about this too much when we're starting off with people who are new to being vegan, because it confuses them. Because sugar is made from plants, and they don't understand the processing with the bone char and all this that makes sugar not vegan. But the folks at Zolka, they have written it out for us very plainly. It says no bone char and certified vegan, right? And this is like 4 pounds of sugar for $1.99.
Oh my gosh. So how much are we using in this? Let's get cooking.
Okay, so we're cooking. So we're putting 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And it is vegan sugar. I once posted an apple pie from Costco, and there was all this controversy about whether or not the sugar in the pie was vegan, but this is vegan.
And you know what? That's so important to point out. I think that it's essential for everybody to look into their ingredients. And sometimes you even have to go a little bit further. That next
step.
And, Bj Holliday here is an entrepreneur. She's a business owner. She's also a model. She's been around the block. She's been vegetarian since 1989 with meat off her plate, and vegan, a strict vegan since 2007, y'all. Wow. So we could really learn some great things from you. What's next? What do you have in there?
This is just good old cocoa powder from Trader Joe's.
Right.
Put 1/3 cup of cocoa powder in. So we get all the good chocolatiness. The other thing is that, it's interesting because I say strict since 2007, because that's when I started checking all the ingredients. And just looking for, a little bit of whey in the bread. But before that, I was almost vegan, I think, for many years. So I think with a lot of people, it takes, it's a transition. And sometimes it takes a little while. But
and it's so great, everybody.
It's a good start.
Yeah. And you know what? You're raising your daughter vegan with vegan foods, which is so essential for our next generations coming up. What do you have there? Is that the baking powder?
This is going to be baking soda. And actually what gives the, putting in a teaspoon of baking soda. And what gives this wacky cake its fluffiness, its rise, is the chemical reaction between the baking soda and the vinegar we're going to put in. That's the secret ingredient, is the vinegar. So we have a little baking soda. We have half teaspoon of salt.
How fun. Do you bake with your daughter?
I do, and my daughter's actually started baking. She's really started to be very interested in it, which I love. And my daughter is actually, she is vegetarian because her father is, you know, from the dark side, and he's a meat eater, and unfortunately I had compromised. So my daughter is vegetarian, but she's almost vegan because she's vegan at home.
Yeah, I was going to say she's vegan half the time when she's with you, right?
Yeah, more than half the time, you know, it's just visiting the grandparents or cousins or something. She might have a little lasagna, a little, you know, cheese here and there. So,
okay, wait, Tom.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have to live in a world with my ex-husband. So I think for a lot of people, that's the case, that maybe they have a partner who isn't vegan. And we all have to learn how to compromise.
Absolutely.
So,
I want to tell you, Lee Ann says that her family has made this cake, the wacky cake, since the Depression. And Tom says, oh boy, this is going to be a Jan Brady moment with her volcano.
So the other thing we put in is half a cup of oil. And I use sunflower. It calls for canola oil, but I, for some reason, think that sunflower is healthier just because it's probably not, well, sunflowers aren't GMO. So I use the oil from the sunflower seeds. And so I'm stirring in now the oil. The other liquids that we have go in it are vanilla. I love vanilla.
Yeah, me too. I love vanilla. So so you were saying it's about the chemical reaction. I'm really excited. I think that whole Jan Brady comment from the Brady Bunch, is this going to rise up? Are we going to see some action? I'm just curious.
It does change color when you put in the vinegar, a little bit, not a huge amount, but just a little bit. And what I like to do when I make it is I go ahead and I stir in these ingredients that are like the oil. I stir it into the flour first. And then I wait. I put in, it actually calls for a cup of water, if you can believe that. A cup of water.
Ooh, I just want to give you the heads up that Tom, who's one of our regulars, says, please wear goggles. Or at least an apron.
Yeah, I should be wearing an apron, actually, just because I'm musty. But
well, I just want to say, BJ is someone who has been in the streets in Los Angeles ever since I became vegan 6 years ago. And while she's stirring up, I just want to say the actions that you bring forward. You know, we were out there for the environment with the Youth Climate March. And
remember that.
Right? So, and also there to ban fur in Los Angeles and California, just so many actions that this beautiful woman has taken on behalf of raising awareness about the animal cruelty in fashion and food as well. So we have the wacky cake coming along here, everybody. Woo! So exciting.
Well, so I'm stirring this in, and I'm going to put in my final tablespoon of vinegar. And I don't know if I can show it to you, but I'll try. This is the secret ingredient, the tablespoon of vinegar.
No secret anymore.
Yes. Now everyone knows. It's no secret anymore. So we stir this up. But, Paige, activism is so important, and there are many ways you can do that. You can do it online. You can do it with phone calls to your senators when there's a bill that helps the animals. Ooh, here it comes. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's just starting to foam up just a little bit. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it over here and put it in a hand mixer. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you. And I want to remind you, we are famous for the blender dance, blender moves, whatever you want to do over there, BJ, for free.
Okay, here we go. I just don't want to end up with. There we go. Blender dance. Yay! Okay. So the wacky cake is ready, and you bake this at 350. You can see the batter here. You bake this at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes. So it's a really fast cake. And I already have one made. Losing my mind here, getting distracted.
It's a lot to talk. And
I'm getting distracted by my lovely assistant. So anyway, but I have one already made that you guys can see.
Ooh, let's see your wacky cake.
Don't burn me anymore, but this is the wacky cake.
Oh yeah, it's a square pancake, everybody. Chocolate basic, no dairy, and no eggs.
No eggs.
No dairy, no eggs. And the sugar.
And have a little piece.
Yes, and vegan sugar, everybody. You want to make sure you pay attention to what sugar
is easy now.
Yeah.
Now, people at Zolka, just the plain old everyday sugar, they have it labeled, but they don't use bone char, and that just makes me so happy. So let's see. I didn't have anything to serve this up with. Let's try the knife. Bring it out with the knife so you can see.
Perfect. Those of you that are just joining us or have been joining us the entire time, we want to thank you. This is Lunch Break Live. We are on daily, 365 days a week. Oh my goodness, 12:30 to 1 o'clock daily.
Oops.
Whoa! Live TV, that's what's fun.
This is a wacky cake, and I'm going to try it just to see if it doesn't kill me.
Amazing.
Make something out. It's going to be really delicious. So let's try.
Yes. And by the way, everybody, you can grab this printable recipe plus hundreds others on janeunchained.com. You're going to want to head over to janeunchained.com. Hey, BJ, will you show us real close the fluffiness of it? I want to see. Ooh. Oh, yeah. It's a fluffy cake. Look at that, everybody. Delicious, easy peasy. As many of your fans here watching, I want to say hi to Tom as well as Tina. Any questions, anybody? Shelby, Stacy, write them in the chat. Tina as well. Yes. Oh, Stacy, Susan, Ward, and also Lee Ann. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of people watching here. Debbie, okay. Somebody wants to know, can you show us the sugar one more time, real up close and personal, to see what that sugar is?
Over here, but I can show it, and it is Zolka. Zolka or Zulka? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There it is. All right.
Which is the Kroger company. So here in the West, it's Kroger sugar.
Ooh.
It says non-GMO. Sugar cane. The difference between cane sugar and sugar beets. Cane sugar is not GMO. But, people got this idea that you needed to bleach things and have everything white. It's like all this whiteness. It's like food racism. But this is unbleached sugar. So it's actually better when you don't bleach things.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and it says no bone char. How great.
Right there. Ooh. Okay, everybody.
You don't have to argue about it with anybody. It's vegan. Yay.
Amazing. Wow, everybody. We are so grateful that you chose to watch us today. We want to remind you to get your printable recipes on janeunchained.com, including this recipe, which will be up in 24 hours. You can go head on over to janeunchained.com now and find all the other printable recipes. And we just want to thank you, Bj Holliday, for watching or coming here and making this cake for us in your beautiful kitchen there. Anything you want to add to this incredible lunch break live we had.
Enjoy, be vegan. It's okay to have a little cake once in a while for a treat. Enjoy your life. It's easy to be vegan once you get there, and it's great to have a clear conscience, knowing that you're not harming animals. So join Jane Unchained every day, and you could get great vegan recipes.
And we appreciate you all once again. Thanks for tuning in on JaneUnchained.com, Jane Unchained on Instagram, Jane Unchained News, and head on over to JaneUnchained.com. We are Lunch Break Live. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Paige.
Yeah, you bet. Bye-bye.